Who's ready for the best goddamn Wrexham transfer show of their lives? Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony, and guess what? The Four Horsemen are back, and there we go. It is back to business. It's June 1st. We're back in. Gonna ride it like this. There you go. What's going on, guys? How are you?
Good.
Yep.
Good morning, gentlemen. It's just four of us for back to back.
Back to back.
Maybe.
Yeah. And he just did it. Oh my God, he just jinxed it, right? Oh my God. It's good to see everybody. Thanks for coming in. Smash a like on the video. These guys have been holding it down, doing the transfer window, but it is open. It's June 1st. It's open for like 4 days, and it shuts down for like 3 days or something stupid like that. And it's back on. But Patty and Aaron and Ken and not me, obviously, I put some work together. So we can get something. We got about 20 names to get through. I'm going to be the fly on the wall, but I am passing over the keys, and let's rock and roll. It's June 1st. Welcome to the transfer window. It is open. What's going on?
Well, the boss is back. We got to do this.
Yeah. Now we got to behave. We can't do nothing crazy. Josh is here.
Let's imagine I'm not here, because that's what should happen. And just totally just tear it apart. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, transfer window opens today, as Josh said. So this year's a little weird because of the Club World Cup. So we've got this kind of mini window ahead of time, the early. So you got June 1st through June 10th, and they really designed this for the teams in the Club World Cup so that they can make changes to their squads before the Club World Cup starts. And play, and get players in, so they were available to play for that tournament. So what we've got is it's open till June 10th, and then it goes out for a few days, and it comes back in for the full normal long one June 16th, and that closes September 1st. So we've got this little mini one. Whether we'll do any business in it, we'll see, but we can if we want to. So we'll see see how that goes.
Mm-hmm. Something else to mention: the transfer window on deadline day is closing at 7 p.m.
Ooh, fax machine.
Right? Yeah,
that will be very interesting. I'm not sure how exactly that affects us as a Welsh club. We usually got the 1 extra hour for paperwork. Maybe that's still in effect, but very different closing at 7 o'clock on the final transfer day. So let's see what happens there.
Yeah, get your fax machines ready. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Those of you with a fax machine, look it up. Google it. There you go.
So, tonight's show, we have gone through the defense, midfield, and attack that we just thought we'd have fun with, who we might like, who would be good for the team. And people were asking us, how realistic were they? It was our fun. Now, we are going to go through tonight the rumours. Now, are the rumours realistic? Probably not. But we also tried to adjust for that. So we have the good rumours, the bad rumours, and every other rumour in between. Aaron did a nice little job with the numbers. I played about with all the graphics. Ken is here with his input. Josh is just here. And we'll fly through it. And
He's
let's dig in.
He's not kidding.
Josh is here to look pretty.
Pretty ugly. Yeah.
Yeah, Ken gets lucky because he's asleep whenever I have work to do. So he's not around. He's not around to be hit up to do some work.
I will give an opinion on the player, and I will read the comments. Is that cool? Yeah. Can I do that? Is that cool?
Well, if you're here, you might as well do something.
Yeah, I might as well do something.
Just for all the viewers out there, I wake up in the morning, and in our private chat, there's normally 20-something messages.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be straight. I'm not saying you wouldn't do the work, Ken. I'm just saying when I might need you to do the work, you're asleep.
Why to have
and look, when you're awake, I'm asleep. So hey,
Ken, you're set the thirst trap. You're just like literally the thirst trap, and like we just want you to do more work. There you go. Yeah. You got something planned? Yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on, transfer window. Let's go.
Let's go. Boom. How do we like that, huh?
I know. Well
transfer
done.
Rumors.
Oh, graphics. What are these graphics?
Oh shit!
Oh, you went too far. What's he doing?
Okay. Hang on. There we go.
Get the rehearsal, Patty.
Fire, Patty.
Okay. I may have had just a few seconds in between them, so I have to be on the button with my paws now. Or this is going to go shite. So There we go. Now everything's here. First up is Jamie Vardy, guys. That was one of the big rumors from Leicester City. Do we want Jamie Vardy? Is he coming here? What do we got? What's your thoughts?
Go ahead, because I did the numbers, so I'll let the other two kind of give their thoughts. Because
just before we start, I'll tell everybody what's going on here. On the left is some info. We've already done this in the last couple of matches, couple of videos. So age, right-footed, left-footed, goals and assists last season. Roughly what FOTMob says their value is, but that doesn't really mean anything because it's all over the place. And who they are with at the moment. So Leicester City has his contract. On the right-hand side is the new stuff. So source, we're going to give a rating of 1 to 5. Where's the source from? Is it a load of bullshit? Is it someone we respect? Do we think it's real or not? Or just agents trying to big up the money? Parky points, we're given 1 to 5. Do we think it's a Parky type player? Is he got the work ethic that's needed? Is he a bit of an asshole? Is he going to pass the Parky Plonker test? Then we just have general Wrexham points. So are they suitable for the team? Do we think they'll fit into what we need? And then the last one is target, which is a bit of us, mainly Aaron, what he thinks. Should we be targeting this person? Do we want them in the team? And that gives a score from 4 to 20, which will be the total at the bottom. So if you want to play along, give these a 1 to 5 on each before we show the results.
Yeah, and granted, all these numbers are from Aaron. So if they all sign from Millwall, you can just blame Aaron the whole year. Like, here, just do that. Right? Is that correct? We just get through that.
Nailed it.
Blame me. Doing the point system was not easy. It was not easy. So don't.
I don't know. I reckon Josh and I'll fly through it.
Yeah. Another quick question too: who's going to do the math? Who accurately did the math?
It's already done. Patty did it. So if you messed up, it's on him.
Okay.
And now that I've said I can count, who is the first to spot a mistake? That's game number 2 in the chat. Yeah. First person to find a mistake on one of my little graphics here, and I caught one right at the very end. I had the wrong name for Jamie Vardy. I had the right everything else. I just never changed the name because I copied and pasted from a different one. So I'm sure there's another one there I missed. So first in the chat, find a mistake.
Yeah, find a mistake. Who's got it? By the way, Leap and Sarah says, I love what you set up, Patty. And that's awesome. And love the point system. And it's cool. The Sky Sports shows are boring about the Premier League. Well, who gives a shit? We're in our league. Let's go. All right, let's roll.
Okay, so big name to start. Jamie Vardy, striker. He is old, but he can score goals from the Prem. What about the rumours, guys? Serious, not serious?
Should we just do like a rotating system? Ken go first.
You and Ken go first because I did the numbers. Because you and Ken go, and then we can bring up what I did with my.
Yeah, we bring up the numbers and then we talk. Yeah.
Ken. Ladies first, Ken. Go ahead.
Not serious. Not getting him. 1.
Yeah.
Not coming to our team. Don't want him either.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't want them either, so that's a low for the target. Parky points. Is he a type of Parky player?
Not really.
No. not what the rumor is about his attitude. No,
I think he was the worst rumor in the off season so far.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really believed that this would happen. Okay, let me bring up the results in a second.
Oh my god!
Keep going. Boom. 2-1, 2-1.
I can't believe it. I nearly nailed it.
2-1, 2-1. 6 points out of 20. No. Jamie is not happening. Okay, first question from Esteban. Why is Sam Smith in the bottom right-hand corner? I added in some of our players in the corner as to who they might replace in the team, who they might steal the first team position from. Now, it's not exact, guys. For some of them, I have 5 of our guys in there, so we can discuss that as well because they're a bit of a utility player or whatever. But it just gives an idea of who they might have to replace.
It's a visual idea of who they could take. So yeah, I mean, I like it. I think it's great. So there you go. I agree with Ken. I agree with Ken on this one too. There's no fucking way he's doing this.
No, I don't think there's a chance in hell he comes. Attitude is an issue with Parky. The source is like the problem with source. I gave the source a 2 because not all the sources are bad. Like the sources aren't always wrong. It's just
Yeah.
like the mainstream people that are kind of lazy. So they just whatever they hear they throw out there, and so sometimes they get it right. Most of the time they don't. This one's definitely not, but I give him a 2. Wrexham points. I mean, honestly, I think he could come in and be a really good player, but is the type of player that we want? I don't think so. I think it'd cause more problems probably than
if any there would be the Wrexham points, I would probably bump up because he can do a job there.
Yeah. I mean, he'd definitely come in and score goals, but would he cause more problems in the team than he'd be worth? Probably.
I think he's been at Leicester for a long time. I don't think that's the problem. I just don't think we're actually in for him. I think this is just.
Well, I definitely don't. Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah. By the way, Hip Karma says great work on the graphics, Patty. Good job.
Thank you.
AI.
Let's see who's up next. Boom. Who's this lad? Sanusi Ibrahim, another striker. There's lots of strikers in the rumor mill, actually, guys. So heads up for everyone. Loads of strikers, not so many for other positions. He is 22, nice age profile. Hasn't actually done much in regards to scoring. But CF Montreal. Now, I will say he is the only international that is not from EFL Prem in the list tonight, but he was. The rumor was put out there that we're looking at him.
Is this an upgrade from fall? Question there from Welsh.
The problem with we did look at this guy already in our other videos. The issue with him is that he's coming from the Montreal team, completely different league. We're not sure how he would transfer. He could be very good. He could be an absolute bargain if we bring him in and if he fits nicely into the system. But we don't know that. It's really difficult to tell. I don't think this is the guy that we would probably be taking a shot on. Looking at it.
Carol says agent-driven noise. There's no way it's happening.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, seriously, this guy's not started any games. He's played 7 matches, only coming off the bench, and he's had 0 goals and 0 assists. There is no way. We are chasing much bigger fish than this.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, how do we get to 0? Can we total 0?
No, I've given no one a 0.
Okay.
So the lowest is 4.
Okay.
Sources, not great.
The lowest is 4, and he's only a 6. So that shows you how close he wants to be at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could be actually a type of Parky player, maybe. The Wrexham points, again, it's a complete unknown. It's a shot in the dark with his profile. So, no, we don't think this is happening for lots of reasons. No one disagree with that? We're all good?
No, I think we're good. I mean, I would have given less points if it was, but I don't know. Yeah.
I gave him the Parky points because he's a hardworking player.
There you go. Okay, fair enough.
That's what I went with.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't think there's anything.
Next up, 35-year-old Aaron Cresswell with West Ham United. Now, where do we think we are here?
Oh, God.
I'll grab this one. Cresswell is a good player. He's established. He's 35 years old, that footer. You would see him on the source that it would be a Parky player for League One. So I give him a 2 for the source. Parky points, I give him a 2. Wrexham points, a 2. A target, a 1. So I think on established league, I'd like the named player, but age quality, what we're looking for, I think we're looking at like about a 5 or a 6, but no.
Yeah. I agree with Josh. And he's 0 goals, 0 assists this year too. But not a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he hasn't been playing much as well.
Yeah.
But
he started 10 matches and played in 18. So he's in 18 matches and didn't get a goal.
Also, well, he's a defender too, though.
He's
so he's not going to be attacking.
Yeah, fair call. Yeah.
John thinks this is a good chance over Davies from Tottenham. I don't know. He's 35. He's only 32.
Here's my big problem with Cresswell. He's 5'7". He's playing center back. Apparently, he doesn't have the legs to play wing back anymore. Mm-hmm. So if he can't play wing back and he's only 5'7", I struggle to see this making any sense at all for Parky, because he's going to want a center back that can get in and defend and head balls away. And
Yeah.
5'7", you're not winning aerial duels.
Yeah.
It's just not happening. I just this one was tough for me. Well, he's a great player. I think he's a good player. I don't think for the way we play, I don't think it works though.
I think we came up with some much better centre backs than Cresswell.
I agree. Good shout.
Okay. Next up, we have Tom Lawrence, Rangers, 34. So another old guard. Defensive mid this time. What do we think?
A little bit better than the last ones.
I think I actually have him as an attacking mid, Patty.
Yeah, he has attacking and defensive. He's actually up there for both.
I think if we brought him in, he'd probably play the 10 role for us.
I think he'll score a lot higher on the Parky points. I reckon you would have given him 3 Parky points.
I can't remember what I gave him, to be honest. But
sorry, give me the definition of the Parky points too.
I think he did have attitude issues, so I may not have gone high on the Parky points.
Okay.
Is he a Parky type of player? Constantly running, will defend.
Got it.
Attitude, will team player.
So like a Mac.
Stuff like that.
Like a Mac.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. Got it. Okay. Chicky
He's only 31, which is we're starting to get down into an age bracket that I'm starting to get happier with too. But I still don't think we're going to get him or go.
I have him 34.
Sorry,
I have him 34.
No,
Did you say
he's 31. He's born in 94.
Oh, okay. Did I get
so that's okay. So Paddy, maybe he
first
looks
mistake. Okay, well, I'm happier if he's 31.
Yeah. Is that a mistake?
Okay.
Is that a mistake?
Could be.
Oh, sorry. And that wasn't Paddy. And that wasn't the one Paddy thought.
I fixed the one I knew. So I don't know of any specifically. Yeah. Okay, that's a first mistake. Excellent. All right. Sources.
So do I get something for that because I found it?
No. Parky points tree, Wrexham tree, and target tree. Yeah, he could do a job for us. I agree with the targeting. Maybe not first preference, but yeah, solid.
So
he can definitely do a job. Would he be the first target I'd be going for? Maybe not, but solid.
I think that might change. Maybe give him because I've confirmed that he is 31. And that might change. He's Welsh. He's born in Wrexham, by the way, Tom Lawrence. That might change some points there. I mean, 2 M's. I don't know. Is that he's gonna be leaving? Rangers is saying.
Yeah, he's on a free. He's on a free. I actually had him. He was one of my.
You didn't mind him, did you?
I did. I had him in there. He wouldn't be a bad. I think if maybe we don't get some players, maybe he's not our first target, like what Patty was saying. But if we miss on 1 or 2, and I think he'd be a good back, good one to go to if we miss out on our main targets.
Okay.
Well, Welsh one likes him. He says he scored a screamer or 2, and Marie says age check. I don't know. Ken is still the same age, just so you know. There you go.
83.
83. There you go. Hey, Wayne, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, Paddy Bamford.
Josh isn't happy. Look at that.
Oh, fucking wow.
Another striker, over 30. Didn't score last season.
Only came off the bench, never made the starting.
Coming off the bench in the Prem, yeah.
And they got promoted.
Well, he's in the Prem now. He was in the Championship, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Who's got this one? Aaron, me, or Ken?
You guys go. I did the points.
Okay.
For me personally, this is the sort of guy that Leeds will let go when they go hunting bigger fish into the Prem. But I wouldn't pick up this guy. I just think he's not. Well, for me, he's not fast enough. That's that his leg speed is the thing that gets me.
Well, Carol and HR is actually shocked that he made the list. Well, the list is about rumours.
It's not our list.
It's not about how good the player is or whether we're likely to even consider them. So we're going through the rumours that have been spoken about us.
This is everybody else's rumours, isn't it, Paddy? We're just going to tear them down.
Basically.
And Pat says, not an improvement on Smith. I agree with that. Smith is younger. He's more ambitious. Hey, Kitty. Yeah, I kind of agree with that too. But I give this probably the source the highest number on all of this stuff. That's probably the thing.
And if you take the dollar figure that Paddy's got there, let's just take that as written, and if we took a little bit off that, there's no way I'd pay $4 million for this guy.
Well, I think he might get I don't know if he's on a free, but that would be one they may get rid of real cheap. I don't think you'd pay $4 for. I don't think you'd have to pay $4 for him.
Is he a
injury issues? He's had injury issues. That's one of the biggest ones with him. So can he even stay healthy?
Is he a Parky player though? Do we think he's a Parky player? Like aside from being a 4,
and getting big points.
Yeah.
I think he'd be. I think he'd fit for Parky. I think
he's used to being on the bench as well, coming on, being a team player. So,
but with your points there, Aaron, what you're saying is a weak source and not a target.
Yeah, probably not a target. It's just not realistic, not a realistic one, and it doesn't make a ton of sense as far, especially with the injuries and stuff. His age, injuries, like you said, his speed. It's can he? I'm not convinced he can stay healthy for a full season. So yeah.
I agree with Sean here. I'd go after Kone over him too. And Scum Army, is this new? Is he new? Sorry, there's 2 people in chat that are new. Scum Army 249 and O Meek. These are all new, so welcome in. But welcome in. Where are y'all watching from? And yes, I'd go up to Kone before him too. But yeah, I would too.
Okay, let's see who's next.
Oh. Who's next?
Boom.
Ooh.
There's a name that we know.
Look at that hair.
This haircut.
That haircut is, I swear. Stick a bowl on. My
He's
God.
come straight out of medieval times.
What an edge up. What an edge up. Oh my God. What are you doing? Is this me, Ken?
Yeah, you, buddy.
I like Louie Barry. Right. Left winger. 2 M's, Aston Villa at Hull. Source 2.
Yeah, source should be low on this one. There's no real link with us. I'm not even sure that he's likely to be interested in us.
Yeah, and again, we're going off the rumors, people in the chat. I mean, Parky points. Can he turn him into someone that molded into the system?
So owned by Villa, loaned out to Hull for this season, just gone. No goals, no assists. They started to. That might be.
That was the second half of the season. He got hurt.
Yeah,
he got hurt. I think he played like 2 or 3 games for him, and then immediately got hurt.
Yeah.
But obviously was leading League One in scoring when he left Stockport. So, or he was right at the top.
The chat's saying yes. By the way, the chat is saying yes.
Saying yes. This is a no for me.
It's just a simple yes from he's a good player, right? But let's dive a little deeper. I have loads of players here because if you look at the different positions he's playing, he plays all around the front, and that's fine. But none of them are in formations that we use. So he doesn't fit naturally in pretty much any spot we have, unless we're going to give him like the calm attacking midfielder role, sitting just behind our striker. That's the only one I think would naturally play to his talents for scoring. Everything else, I'm not sure he wants it. Like he's not going to play.
They've played a 2 up top before, or he did at Stockport. They played a 2 up top, and he would play off the big striker, which is something that we have done.
That's
true.
You
could play him off of Smith. Put him and Smith together and let him play off of Smith. He could do that role if we, but just like similar to Jack Marriott, you know what I mean? How Jack Marriott plays when he comes in for us. So that's how I would picture him fitting into our team. I think he would be. I mean, with his age, and if you get him on a permanent, I don't know if they'll let him go on a permanent.
Well, you say permanent, he's definitely not have one in his haircut for sure.
We can fix
he's
that.
going to get 0.
Hey,
he's
look,
gonna get 0 on the lettuce count.
if we get him on Hollywood FC, Ryan and Rob will get him fixed up. They'll get him a hairdresser. We'll get that taken care of. That's not gonna be a problem. Okay, we'll get that taken care of. But no, he's a good player. But I don't. The source obviously is just the same old people just throwing stuff out there. Probably nothing to it at all. Parky points. He's a hard-working player. I don't know about his attitude. I think the people at Stockport loved him, though.
Yeah, well, Chris is saying he's really good for them, and
Chris
is saying that.
In like in my Wrexham points, as far as his fit, it was kind of like it depending on how we decide to line up, he could fit us.
Mhm.
But I mean, I don't think he's played a ton as a 10. I think he, like you said, he played left wing. He has played up top. So I don't know.
Better than Longman. Hold on. Here's my question: is he better than Longman?
Well, he's not playing. I don't think he's playing
Longman's position.
He's not playing a right wing back. He ain't gonna play a wing back.
Yeah.
No, but Longman's a winger. Longman's a winger.
But he doesn't play winger for us. We don't have wingers. We play wing backs.
I'm just saying. Okay.
That's my issue with him.
The fit is off. The fit's iffy.
Yeah, we often like to change our wingers into wing backs. I don't think he's going to do that.
No, you wouldn't change him into a wing back.
Used to scoring goals. He will not want to start going defensive because he knows the big money is by scoring goals. So I doubt he's going to be willing to do that. So he has to be in the attacking mid or striker up front, kind of, those roles.
Chris said he has a good attitude and played off the left and up front for us. So, he's not a wing back.
Yeah. He'd be playing up front, I think, if we got him. But.
Okay, do we think there's any shot that we can buy him outright? Because they're saying he's available for loan. Would we take him as a loan?
I wouldn't take him either way, is my answer.
Oh, wow. Okay. I think he's got name recognition, but he might not be the player we're looking for.
It depends on a lot.
The only way I would say, we should kind of go after him is if Parky wants to bring in players that can assist in other formations. If he's going to change it up a bit, which we know he's not going to do, if he wanted to open up some other styles of play, then he's more versatile. If we've got more attacking options, fine. But as we play now, I don't think so.
Yeah. Great player, just not the right fit.
Yeah,
not for us. Yeah,
not for us. It's Pat. Yeah, there you go. Mind up. There you go.
Okay. Next up, Callum Robinson. 30. Cardiff City. Do we want anyone from Cardiff? Ooh, the enemies.
I've seen him play.
Starting to get into a warm-up type player that I'm starting to show some interest in.
Ken's starting to warm up and wake up. There you go.
Excuse me.
Yep.
You like him, Ken, or no?
I don't mind this guy. This guy's there's bigger fish coming, I think, later. But this guy's one where I go, he's a champion.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
And I'm not too sure, Paddy. I've got 12 goals and 1 assist here. You've got 2 goals and 1 assist.
Oh shit! Oh no.
Yeah. He had 2 goals.
Hold on.
I should be getting something for getting these.
I put these in on purpose so that people can find them. Shut up.
God damn it! Sorry, I'll shut up.
I mean, it's like
I'm ruining the show.
No, I'm joking. I put nothing in on purpose. If I did make a mistake, it's just I had.
This is why Paddy needs me to wake up in the middle of the night and help him out.
I know.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm just working off Fort Mob too, by the way.
Yeah, no, check Fort Mob. Yeah. Okay, he scored more goals.
12 in 1. I got 12.
With 12 goals, I'm starting to go, a little bit more interested. 30 years old. Yep. I do want like the 26 years, 27 years old max sort of guys personally, but I can see Parky signing a player like this.
I almost had him on my list of guys the other day, but I didn't because I'd already had 2 other Cardiff.
So does that mean he was on your spreadsheet that was like?
Oh, he was on the big list. He just didn't make the cut list.
He was on the long list. He just got cut.
Yeah.
He didn't make it past the second draft.
Wouldn't be a bad option for us, though.
It wouldn't be a bad option, but I think there's 5 years ago, maybe a strong player could be good. says Sean. Brilliant left back, no club. He's a striker, you know.
Yeah.
And Paddy's leaving the Easter eggs for sure. He said, yeah. But 12 goals ain't bad. Oh God. This one too. I'm surprised Brandon Williams ain't on your radar. I mean, that's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that later. 25 and younger, says Chris. But 12 points.
Well, once again, these aren't on our radar. This is just people we've been linked with, guys.
Yeah, this is just these aren't our guys.
These aren't our guys.
people
That's
that have been
right.
thrown out there.
Mm-hmm.
He got cut. He got cut from my list. So.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he'd be a bad. I think, like Ken said, we're starting to get into some players that I think wouldn't be a complete surprise if we did go get him.
I like that Luton guy. When I was on the plane, getting off the plane, you guys talking about Luton center half. He's like 24 years old. I can't remember who it is, but I like that player.
I think
Mark
we need
McGuinness.
to have patience, don't we? Because I think some of Aaron's really nicer ones are coming up later. But I think stay tuned. But yeah, like Paddy said, this is the rumor mill. These are the ones that we've been rumored with. And would we have personally picked these guys? Some maybe, most no.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone hasn't noticed yet, the total scores seem to be going up.
Yes.
We're climbing.
You think we don't plan the shows out? Come on, we shoot the rehearsal.
There's so much planning goes into this. Thanks, Paddy.
I did today.
Yeah, actually did.
And Aaron.
But by planning, you mean Paddy made a plan and we all just said, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do it. That works. You do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, in fairness to you, Aaron, you did you've done all the points.
I did the points.
But Paddy's done the grunt. Look at these. Look at these graphics. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Charlie Kelman. Now this is an interesting one. Striker, 23, right-footed. Contracted to QPR, but he's been playing in League One.
I like this guy.
So I kept calling him Lynden, and people were getting mad at me through the season.
Orient.
You've got to call him Orient.
Orient.
The name of their club is Leighton Orient. Get over it, people.
I like this kid. I think I like this guy. He's 23. I think he's got the right mentality. I saw him play. A couple. He didn't score, but I like this. I think this is a Parky player. Source probably I'd give it another 2 Parky points. I might even go up to a 4. Wrexham points a 3, and in Target a 1. So that we're maybe down there.
Well, the plus is we've seen a lot of this guy, haven't we, Josh? So we sort of got an idea.
Yeah, and he's good looking. So there you go. He's got a good head. He's got a good face. Boom. Sign him up. Put him on the billboard. But I don't think we're gonna get him. But I do like
haircut.
Yeah, it's good haircut, good lettuce, Paddy. Yeah, look at that jawline. Looks like Aaron's. It's great.
I should have had a -2 for the hair.
£320,000. He's saying I'll take 11 of him. So what's the theory there, John? Is it you take 11 of them and hope 1 or 2 of them work out?
Carol's big yes. Sorry. Carol's is big yes. Big yes for Carol on this one.
With regards to prices, because John, a couple of you called me out there on the price. Again, not my prices. This is simply what FOTMob has down. Now, FOTMob is not designed for pricing of players, so yes, they will be out quite significantly, some of them. So I wouldn't fixate on it too much.
We're roughly.
There's no way we're getting him for 320,000 after scoring 21 goals in League One. It's not happening.
Yeah. 5 appearances, 22. Yeah. By the way, it says 5 goals,
5 assists, 21 goals.
Yeah,
21 goals, 5 assists.
Yeah, he led League One in scoring.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a player right there. I mean, that's why he's at QPR. Not because I like him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good player. I think he'd be a great player for us. I just don't think this one probably tough. And I think the source is garbage. QPR's not going to let him go. You'd have to pay quite a bit. You'd have to pay a hell of a chunk, I think, to get him away. Because he's probably going to be their starter this season or right in there.
Well, let's put it this way: we paid $2 million for Sam Smith, and he was pretty high up there in January. So let's say we could get him for $2 million. The issue with this guy, I wonder if he would even want to come to us because he's used to playing in a young, fast team with different structure. I don't think we're the type of team that would actually be
Yeah.
to his benefit.
I don't think he's coming to us, but here's an interesting point about Charlie Kelman and just his situation. Imagine a player that we might want to get that's like him, that's basically in a Prem squad, QPR. In a better club.
Championship squad, yeah.
In a championship club. So in a better club, but think of like a Prem type club that's looking to loan out a player like QPR's loaned out Charlie Kelman. He's gone to a League One club and scored 21 goals. That's the type of loan that we want to get.
You would want to get. That's fair. That's a good point. If we were talking about loans from a big club with this type of record, 22, 23, that many goals in League One, you'd want him.
One thing you might look for too, he's probably looking for a place to land permanently. QPR might not keep him for next year, so
no, they're going to keep him. I think they've already.
I think they'll keep him.
I think
he'll be starts this year.
I think he'll start in
I
their
think
team,
he's going to be.
Yeah.
Is he our McAtee?
Well,
No,
yes, because I don't think we take McAtee either.
Okay.
Good shout.
Next up. This is an interesting one. Now, this guy is all over the place with positions. So, kind of right wing, kind of attacking. Miles Peart-Harris, young, 22, with Brentford, played for Swansea last season.
Yeah. So he played, I was doing some digging. He's played all over the place, I think, because of injuries and other things. But it did seem like he played a 10 most of the time at Swansea when he was playing for Luke Williams. So when Luke Williams was still there, I think Peart-Harris played the 10 role most of the time. So that just for that one. So I would assume if we were looking at him, that would be the role. But I don't know. Like me and Patty were saying, like this is what he plays all over the place. I told him, I was like, this is what he could play. He could be the wing back or he could be the winger that Parky decides to turn into a wing back. Who knows? I don't think so, just because of his size. I don't necessarily know that he fits that role. But it was just he plays all over the place. So I do think 10. If we were actually looking at him, I think he'd probably be 10.
Yeah,
I don't mind this guy, Aaron.
I like him.
Look, I probably would have given him a couple more points, I think.
Let's bring up the points.
Yeah, I like him. I'm looking at his profile right here, and I think he can play across the middle, and right, left. I mean,
as a little bit of a utility player, I agree. We don't have too many young utility players that can play in lots of positions.
Yeah.
Not too expensive. Yes, he's not under 21, which means he is going to count on your squad list. But, can play a few positions. He might fit in somewhere quite nicely at our club. But where is the ultimate thing? What is his ultimate position? You're saying probably a 10, Aaron?
I think that's where he played most of the time when Luke Williams was at the club. But they play. I mean, obviously, Luke Williams play a completely different style than us. It's possession, hold on the ball for the sake of holding on to the ball. So, does he fit? I don't know. It's one of those like, maybe he does, maybe he don't. I don't know.
The profile is good. The profile is good, and John said not enough, but Brentford don't tend to have many crap players. I don't know. No, Brentford have a recruiting system. They it's out of London. It's a good profile player. Something I'd be interested in for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, let's see who it is. Now, here's one we have heard the name of before.
U.S. International. Yeah.
Lynden Gooch. U.S. International. Left wing. Now, this is the first probably serious left wing that could take over Macca's spot. Is he better than Macca? 29. Journeyman, traveling around multiple teams. Ex-Sunderland. No,
he would find. Do you think he would find it hard to steal the spot off Macca?
Yes, I do. I think injuries are his biggest issue. I don't know if he can stay healthy.
I'm not.
And Macca is always healthy.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Macca's he's healthy right now. This is a not for me.
Macca, for me, is one of the most important areas to upgrade. No offense to the guy.
I agree with
I agree with you, Paddy.
We
but I
need
just
someone very solid, and we need someone better than Longman on the left. Like, seriously, that's a side we need some serious talent. If we're going to be attacking, we need
Paddy,
very
on that
strong left
point-
and right wing.
On that point, imagine if we do get a player on that side that makes Longman look like the weak side.
Mm.
Because Longman looks so good for us every time because he was the strong side for us this season.
We need the profile of Macca at between 25 and 30. That's what we need. And I don't think he's it.
He's not it. Yeah.
Fair call.
I went high on the Parky points on this one because he's played for Parky.
Yeah.
Parky seemed to like him.
Fair call.
So that, that's that makes sense. But and maybe it's a guy that you bring in to raise the floor, but I don't know that he's necessarily challenging Macca for that spot, or at least not as much as you want to.
Techie says no, basically. He's actually laughed. And Sean says we can do better. And Welshman says Gooch ain't better than Longman, and Longman is better than McLean. There you go.
Yep.
And
Look at
Brentford,
Wayne Evans.
Yeah.
Played at the ground.
yeah. There you go. What's up? Yeah,
I actually think we need two on that left side. I really do. I think at this stage Macca should be the third.
So
On the right hand side, we at least have Barnett and Longman on that side.
What are you doing with Rev then? Are you getting rid of Rev, Paddy?
Well, you can say Rev is the backup if you want. I'm not convinced.
No, I'm asking.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm open to it because he hasn't had enough time. He just hasn't had enough time, and he hasn't stolen enough minutes off Macca.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not convinced. He could step up, absolutely. Maybe he becomes the backup. And only Parky knows if he can do it. At the moment, I'm worried about it.
Well,
I think to be fair to Parky, I think he gave Rev a lot of time early in the season, and I don't think he was happy with what he was seeing.
Not
And
what he saw. Actually,
that's why he kind of quit giving him time.
Our major transfer rumor sponsor, Carolyn HR.
I just brought that up. I said, yeah, he did.
So
I'll say something here. It's not that he's a bad player for me, but injuries and other issues. He's not a solid like Macca. We need a solid Macca, but better.
As I said the other day, your best ability is availability. That's been an issue for him.
pearls of wisdom.
Put that on a t-shirt. Holy God. There you go. But Rev got opportunity because Mako had the car crash, unfortunately. But Rev wasn't ready, and we got to a point in the season where essentially Parkinson was like, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And if you're not doing X, Y, and Z, you're not going to be in the team because there was too much on the line. I think we did that during the season, right, boys? Yeah, for sure.
Also, the problem for Revan, I think, was he had a big mistake in him. He didn't just have a couple of mistakes or what have you. When he made a mistake, sometimes he made big ones.
It was on the Yeah.
His first mistake that he made was an immediate goal against us, and that would have just Parky just would have lost it.
Yeah.
Let's get that left wing back from PSG. Who are you talking about? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, congratulations to PSG too.
Crush.
They just towed Inter.
Not even.
Next up, John Swift
Yeah.
from West Bromwich Albion.
Good
Attacking
name.
mid. 29, almost 30.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know about him. I don't know who he is that much. But 29 Cam need a little bit more. I think I think Rathbone will step into that role, I would say. But I don't know what to say, you guys.
This is a position that is really important to us.
Yes.
Huge.
And I want to, I'm happy to open the checkbook for this position.
Yeah.
So for me, John Swift doesn't quite cut the mustard.
Yeah. I've said the same thing as well. This should be our smashing our transfer record for who we get for this. I think, this is the position we need to go big, because if you want to talk about two players, I don't think J-Rod is number 2 for this, if we're serious this year either, because it seems to be the key to unlocking what Parky wants to do with his attacking and the formation he wants to play. So this is a big role. I don't think he's up for it.
The thing with him, he's obviously experienced at the level. He scored in the last 4 seasons in the championship. Let's see, 11, 7, 9, and then 3 this season. And then, assist in the last 4 seasons of the championship, 13, 10, 1 and 1. So those have dropped off a little bit, maybe changed with the role and how they've played him. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I think he's another one that does have injury issues. So I don't know. But it wouldn't surprise. I mean, this is kind of a experienced player that you wouldn't be surprised if Parky went for. But I don't know. Like, it fits the role. I mean, it's definitely a role that we want that we want to get taken care of. Whether he's the right one for that role, I don't know. Like you said, wouldn't be against spending a shitload of money here. So you're not going to spend a shitload of money on him. You know what I mean? We could probably go out and get better. So yeah.
I think sorry, Patty. I think this position and the center half position and maybe a striker, I would actually go through the spine and just completely upgrade, right? And left back, sorry. So it's 4, I think. Go ahead. Okay.
Would you consider him as the number 2 being better than J-Rod?
Yes, but only barely. So I want better.
Okay.
Patty, you want to go through these, the Parky and the Wrexham points real quick?
Okay. Yeah, so source is obviously where it's coming from, how serious we think it is. Parky points is more about their attitude and effort in matches. Are they a team player? Any particular issues they've had with managers previously? Are they going to pass the Parky test, basically? Then Wrexham points is more about, is he good enough for the role, the position? Is he someone that we think could do the job for our team with our formation, our setup? And then target is whether we should go and look for him or not. Our own opinion for that one. So Parky points is more about attitude and effort, and then Wrexham points about how good they are in their position and does it work with our strategies.
Yeah, is he a locker room guy, basically, the Parky points? Is he our locker room?
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. So we really love this guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, let's see. Moving on to some big boys soon. Ooh, look at this one.
Oh, here we go.
Richard Kone.
I'm
Joey Wanton, 18 and 3.
I'm happy about this. You love Kone.
I signed him on my Wrexham team.
Who wants Kone? Come on, guys.
What do you think? Would you sign
him? Not for the money. That's the issue I have with him, because I think he costs too much.
Is it 6, Patty? Is it 6 or 5?
Maybe 5, 6, maybe more. I don't know.
They turned down 7. I don't think there's a chance in hell they're not getting 7 now. I can guarantee you that.
What do you reckon? 3 to 4 now, Aaron?
Maybe. He fell off a cliff the second half of the season.
I think his head was turning the other day. His head was definitely right.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to find a goal. There's no doubt about that. 18 goals for the season.
Mm-hmm.
I like him.
Kone has been a bit injury prone, Esteban. That's a fair call.
Yeah, he had injuries. A few injuries. I'll be honest with you. You know what really turned me off to Kone? We went there. Big game between Wrexham and Wickham. At Wickham. He was sick and didn't play. I'm sorry. You couldn't have kept me out of that squad if I'm Richard Kone. Yeah. Biggest game of the season. You could not have kept me out of that.
You want the flu game from Jordan.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And he played the next game out.
Yeah, there's absolutely, and that just like that told me all I needed to know. I was like, that's not a guy I want. And I'm not. Right. Yeah.
I mean, look, strikers are definitely could get less on the Parky points, even though you've given him 4 Parky points there.
Yeah.
I would have only given him a 3 at most for Parky points because, like you just said, Aaron, I don't think he's got quite enough heart. The strikers are going to be a bit more of the divas, but that's what you want in a striker. You want a striker that's like says, "I'm the guy. I'm going to go score goals."
There's a couple of things here that are going on there too. John says, I'm not sure he ever recovered from his first injury. He wasn't exactly fit for the rest of the season. We saw that with Mullen probably. And Kone seems to have discipline issues, says Kelman HR. He's too easy wound up. Yeah, I mean, he is a striker, He is a striker, yeah.
One thing I will say about Kone is when Wickham were down, you always thought towards the end of the match, if he was on the pitch, he was going to score.
Dangerous.
Yeah. His hold-up play is awesome, by the way. His hold-up play is awesome. I'll give
Yeah,
him that. 100%. Yep.
I gotta hit this. John Hills. So you're constantly firing out of both ends, and you reckon you'd still play. Look at those collar shorts. You're not gonna tell it. You ain't gonna be able to tell he should play. You play. I'm playing if I'm Richard Kone.
Yep. 100%. You man up. You think you'd keep Macca off the pitch?
Come on now. Macca got in a fucking car crash, came into training and says, yeah, I'm playing the weekend. Don't even think
That's
about
my
it.
point exactly.
Yeah,
He probably probably came in with gloves on trying to fight Parky. Like, you think you're going to keep me out of this? No, so the Parky points are too high there. The Parky points.
Yeah, probably.
It might be. Yeah, that's probably fair. I went off of that.
You were doing them quick.
I was thinking on the field, Parky points probably
Yeah.
more because when he's on the field guy, he plays hard and he.
Well, I can give him the Parky points. I would give him the Parky points and the Wrexham points. So take him. So I would move those over there too. For target. So I get that. That's probably more. Right. Yeah. What's coming out of his ass? Well, I mean, if he had diarrhea, you never know. I don't know. Wear a diaper. Who gives a shit? John says it's worth a punt. Listen, I would go for this guy.
Depending on the price, yes, I agree with that.
What's your price, Patty? 3, 4, 3,
4.
4 M's.
Too much for me. Too much for me to take him.
3's max for me.
Okay, so Ken, would you go Smith over Kone or Kone over Smith?
Well, right now, I mean, we already have. If I had a choice before we bought Smith, I probably would have taken Kone.
Got it.
Right? Over Smith. But now we have Smith and he's gone well. What we need now is a better Smith so Smith can't make the squad.
That's fair enough. And Smith's 26, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. And Smith is going to improve. So when I say so Smith can't make the squad, I want Smith to make the squad, but I want him to improve like Max has every year. Like, I think Max is going to find it hard this year, but I want him to step up and play better and actually be a star again to show that he can do it, because I think he can. I'm just saying it's going to be hard for guys like that coming through the leagues like we have so fast.
Techie says he's 21. I think that's but it's still a gamble. I think that's a gamble.
Yeah.
He is young. He is young, but okay. Fair enough.
Well, it doesn't count on that squad. There's a plus.
For one.
Yeah, I don't know. When did he turn? Yeah, it depends on when he turned 21, I think.
No, it should be, because I looked this up recently and it's still 21.
July 2003. 15th of July.
No, he is 21. He'll count this season then.
Yeah. So
sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Let me call it. Sorry, Patty. The CR. Let's keep it clean, CR. We're just trying to have a little fun here, man. Just that's all. I'm just putting it out there, CR. No, just Carol. Appreciate you, dude. Just we're trying to have a little fun here. There you go. Go ahead. Sorry, guys.
Okay, this is a weird one for me. I wouldn't usually say this, but I would actually prefer Kone to maybe 23, to maybe just another couple of years on him. It's his young attitude. Maybe if he had just a little bit more age on him, he might actually be up in my estimation. I wouldn't usually say that, but anyway, for what that's worth.
Fair enough.
Next. Boom, Tom Cairney. Now, we've heard loads about this guy in the rumor mill. Do we believe it's 34?
That's the
unless
thing. That's the
unless
only
that's typo.
thing. That's the only, but that's a Parky trait.
Mhm.
I won't be surprised if Aaron's Parky points are very high here.
I would think so too. Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, it's just his age is the only thing that stops me. I mean, I'd happily take this guy. He'll be a great addition to the squad. I mean, he's mostly a defensive mid, so I think he'd be all right.
Well, okay, so he spent most of his career as an attacking mid. See, this one's a tough one for me. He spent most of his career as an attacking mid. Now that he's gotten a little older, he's dropped back a little. But
So where would you
at
play him?
points, he still comes in as an attacking mid. So it's just, where would we play him? I don't know. Would we play him as the holding mid? Do you put him in, as the holding mid and let him just kind of run the show? I'd be awesome. I mean, I'm not against that. I could also see him playing, ahead as one of our center mids. Imagine him and Rathbone next to each other.
Is he better than Matty James?
I think so.
Okay.
I think he's a little more mobile. I think he's a little more athletic. I think he's a little more athletic than Matty James.
Similar. Here's what you got to think. He's similar age, but also he's been playing in the Prim.
Yeah, this is a great. Sorry, Patty. I know you have one more thing. I apologize.
No,
lacks speed, but has tons of game IQ. He doesn't need pace and speed. He just needs to be a point guard. So that's what I think. So,
and here's a good point from John. The problem with him is he isn't going to play every game at his age. It's a lot of for in and out player. I understand. I understand that because he hasn't played as much lately. Now, whether that's because he's not as good as he used to be, and so that's why he's not playing, or is he right? That's the thing. Why isn't he playing as much? He may still be able to play. Because here was the thing: when we got J-Rod, I think John may have said the same thing. He's not going to play every game. Well, he played every game the rest of the season. Never missed. He never missed a start for the rest of the season. So just because he hasn't been doing it doesn't mean he can't do it. Whether I'm not saying he can. Maybe he can't. I don't know. But I do know we have a lot more 3-game weeks in the championship than what we did even in League One.
Yeah.
Even though there's less, we won't have as many games because we're not in as many competitions. There are a lot of we've got all the international breaks that we're going to take now, so that kind of squeezes things together. And then so you just get a lot of 3-game weeks. And would he be able to play a bunch of 3-game? Maybe not. Maybe he could.
Well,
I don't know. It's an interesting one. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to have him. So.
Parky might start rotating in those 3-game weeks. And is $2.5 million a lot? I don't think it is. We're at that level now. It's a championship.
Well, here's the thing, though. We won't have to pay $2.5 million for him. It's all about wage with him because he'll be on a free. If we can get him, it'll be on a free.
That's right.
But really seems like he's re-signing with Fulham. So I because their manager came out and said he wanted him. He came out and said he wanted to stay. Humphrey Carr came out and said we're not even talked to him. Like that's not even he kind of poo-pooed that. So were we ever actually in for him? I don't know. Like this one's who knows? It'd be awesome. Love to have him. I don't know. I don't know if it's a realistic one. I don't know. And that's why I went a little lower with the target because I don't know if he's actually a target.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a good shot. I mean, he's a profile player is good. I actually, it's a profile player is really good. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, Ryan Hardie, another striker, 28 this time. Plymouth.
Relegated, right?
Yeah, this is a club that's gone down. So this is a guy that you will target. You had this guy, Aaron.
Yes, I did. Yep. I would be happy with if we got Ryan Hardie, I would not be upset.
You like him?
The form he was in the second half of the season after they got rid of Rooney was unbelievable. He played in a role that we want him to play in. He played in 10. Now they played with 2 10s, so he's kind of a half winger. You might call it whatever, inverted winger if you want to call it that, whatever you want to call it. But it was kind of a 10. He played it behind the striker. Mm-hmm. But he started scoring like crazy when they made that change.
He's quick.
So yeah, he had. I think if I remember right, he had 1 goal in the first half of the season, and then after they got the new coach in, he scored. He ended up with 10.
So he played in 46. He played in 10 games in the league, right? He scored 10. Sorry, 37 games in the league. Scored 10, 3 assists. FA Cup he played once, scored once.
Yeah, that was the winner. That was the winner against Liverpool.
Yeah,
that was a big clutch moment. Now it was a penalty, but think about it. This is a guy that's not afraid to step up at the end of a game and take a penalty and make it against Liverpool to move on in the FA Cup. How big of a moment is that for that club? And he was able to step up there, take that, knock it home.
Hazard says high Parky points here. Okay, I mean that's a good shot right there. People like him.
Yeah,
those are good numbers, Patty. Good, Darren. Good job, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like him a lot.
Okay.
So here's a quick question:
Oh,
you rotate? No, just before we go on, would we rotate him with a Smitty for the season? Like,
no, I think he'd play the J Rod role. I think he'd play him.
The second striker. Okay,
I think he's coming in for J Rod.
Okay, all right, fine. 28. I like that profile. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next up, Danny Ings.
I'll be right back.
He scored a lot of goals a long time ago.
A long time ago.
I think he has the intangibles and the Wrexham stuff, so it'll be a higher score because
this is where it gets hard.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything to this. I don't think it'll ever happen. But also, does he fit Parky? Probably. Does it just scream this is the type of Parky? This is a Parky signing? Yes, it does. Would he be an improvement? Probably would be. I don't know. I don't know. These guys hate him. I mean, he may be a knob, but I mean, a lot of people thought James McLean was a knob, and then he came in.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
And so,
how many other people think James McLean is a knob?
And if he's knocking in 20 goals this season, I'll take him.
Yeah,
now he's not scored that many goals in a long time, though.
No one's gonna knob you like yourself. So why can you be ours? You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is one of those. It's like it seems like it'd be a fit and all that. I just don't know if it's realistic at all. Like that's the problem. Like that's
8 million though. No way.
No, I think he's on a free. I think they released him, if I'm correct.
That sounds about right.
So.
The points are high, but I don't. That's crazy. Okay.
So a 4 for target him if he's available. Is that a bit high?
That might be one high. Maybe maybe a 3 or a 2.
We're starting to get in the players that we're starting to seriously think are a chance, aren't we?
Well, it's because he's playing at a level like. He could come in and improve our team. He would improve our team.
Yes.
Yeah.
But whether it's even a realistic thing is a whole different story. This is where it got hard. Like some of these were hard, like this one, because I feel like I ended up with a higher score than what I wanted to, but also I kind of felt like it was probably made sense though as to why. So I don't know. It was tough. It was tough.
Okay. Right. Next up, Kieffer Moore. A lot of talk about Kieffer Moore lately. Sheffield United. Release him.
Well, they're in the same league as us this season.
Yeah, they didn't go up.
They missed out against Sunderland in the final.
But they're doing a rebuild apparently.
Okay.
Okay. You're only a few points off going up automatically, but you're going to do a rebuild. Okay.
Well, they might be sacking their manager too. So
good. Let's get some turmoil in that club for this season.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. This is another one. This one just he screams that big. He's a big target man. He screams that Parky type striker.
He screams I saw him when I saw him playing in the playoffs. I was like, oh, it's Parky all over him. Yeah, I said that's
right.
Yeah,
but again, I don't know if there's. I don't know if they'd sell him. I don't know if we'd want to buy him. I don't know. I guess this is another one of those. Like I don't know. This was a tough one. It's a tough one.
I don't know. Where the
Very
points stack up at?
Yeah, hang on. There we go.
15 points. Wow, that's high. That's a high score. 5 on
Well,
Parky.
he would like let's be fair about it. He would do a job in the position we want.
You would.
He would with our style. And Parky points, yeah, it's exactly the type of Parky player that you'd be looking for. And then the source is okay. We don't know if we can get it.
I went with the source a little higher just because I've seen it so
many times, but they're all repeating each other as well. It's
probably yeah. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, should we target him? Maybe not. A little old, but
yeah.
Will Parky target him? Maybe that should be a 5.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Oh yeah.
Who knows?
This is total Parkinson is like waking up. Oh,
that's one of those. If we woke up tomorrow and they announced Kieffer Moore to Wrexham, none of us would be surprised, right?
Yeah, no.
Like it wouldn't be a surprise.
Here's a good question:
also,
is he League One Parky or is he Championship Parky?
That's the thing. We don't know, and that's what was the hardest about doing all these shows was, what are we going to be going for? Like, what is our? This wouldn't be a complete throw off to me. Like, it wouldn't throw me off if we got him. But is he actually going to use that type of striker anymore? Does he want just a big target man that maybe doesn't score? Maybe he's not as fast, doesn't score a ton of goals, but just a big guy you can kick the ball up to. We kind of changed from that towards the end of the season in League One. I mean, you know what I mean? Think about the pace that Smith has. You know, he's kind of he's a target forward. He holds the ball up well, but he's different. He's not Kieffer Moore either. You know what I mean? He can do things with the ball that I don't think Kieffer Moore necessarily does. He's faster. He can get in behind a lot better, I think, than Kieffer Moore. Play off the shoulder if he needs to. So it's different. It's a different.
He's pretty big too, right? He's pretty big, right? He seemed. I remember seeing him. He looked pretty tall.
Smith. I think he was 6'1" ish.
No, Kieffer Moore.
Oh, Kieffer Moore's like 6'5". Yeah.
Yeah, 6'4", 6'5". He's big.
He's big boy. He's big boy.
Yeah.
Well, here's an interesting question. Now, did you say about the option of having 2 up front and going old school?
Yeah.
If we no longer have Fletcher to come in at 70 minutes and then change to that role,
right? Yeah,
it's gone forever. We don't have anyone else we think is up to that standard at the moment. So what do we do? Like, if we don't get someone suitable to do that, then it's done. And then we only have 1-1
right
up front.
And so maybe
that's dangerous to me. Anyway, that's dangerous to me.
He's 196, whatever that is in America. That's got to be what, 6'4", 6'3",
6'5". Pretty sure he's 6'5".
6'5". Yeah.
Big boy.
Sorry, James Lee. So this, Patty, this goes to you. The young German. I don't know.
No.
This is rumors.
This is rumors only.
Yeah.
If they haven't been linked with the team directly from somewhere, from some source, they're not included.
Yeah. There you go. And Michael Wolf says, coming in late, amazing graphics all week, amazing point system. Yep. Credit to Patty and Aaron doing all that. Ken and I did absolutely nothing. Ken was sleeping, and I'm just not.
No, Josh organized it. Josh is the best organizer I've ever known.
Fucking piece of shit. Ken can't even lie straight.
Okay, moving on.
One last thing before we'll keep going, but I would not be surprised if he comes to us.
No.
That's
Fair point.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, Lewis O'Brien.
People like this guy, don't they?
Yes. Contracted to Forest and Swansea, he was playing for last season.
Yeah.
So age profile, look at this, 26. Yep. What are we doing, guys?
Now we're getting better.
You like this for 5Ms? Look at that, yeah.
Well, maybe not.
Was he in the U.S.? I thought he played in the U.S. for a little bit, didn't he?
He did. He had a couple loan moves. He played at LAFC and I can't remember the other one off the top of my head.
Yeah.
DC United.
Yeah, there you go. DC United. Yeah, he's had a couple weird. The last couple of seasons have been weird for him because, so he played at Swansea this last season, but he came in January after his loan. I think it was one of the 2 American loans were over, so he went there. You know, he was in the United States, and then because their season is, our season here is opposite of what it is in the UK. he had some weird short loan spells a couple different times with some clubs. So
Aaron, this is an upgrade on a Tom Cairney option, but only slightly.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know that they. I don't know. I see Lewis O'Brien. I think Lewis O'Brien comes in. I think Lewis O'Brien comes in and takes Dobson's spot.
Okay.
I think he plays at center mid for us. In my opinion, I think that's where he'll play. So the spot where Dobson's been playing, not the holder, but the more defensive of the two, forward midfielders, I think is probably the spot he plays. In my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's where we would play.
Mm-hmm.
People are asking in the chat, can we steal 2 of them from Swansea? Because they won Darling as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Take them all.
Take them all.
Here's my goal. All right, this may be early, and because we may get to this at some point, I think my goal for this season is to be the highest finishing team in Wales.
Yep, highest Welsh team. Yep, definitely.
Okay, and we should break our highest. We should be aiming to break our highest ever finish in the league period, like overall ever, which is 15th.
Great.
Just in case 15th is the highest we've ever finished in the championship. It's the highest we've ever finished as a club.
Mm-hmm.
We should be aiming for higher.
I think we'll do both those things this season.
I agree.
We'll break all. We're going to break our transfer record like multiple times for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. Carol says he likes him. And I doubt we'd be able to double dip on Swansea, although I'd rather have Darling, but I like him. Okay, that's a good shout. Really good shout.
Let's see where we get with this transfer rumor window.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay.
Transfer rumor window show.
Ready? We all seem to like Lewis.
Yeah, that's a good shout. It's a good shout.
It's a good one.
Now, here's an interesting one. DKD, Davis Keeler Dunn. Striker, 27, good age. Can score a goal or two. 18 and 7 in League One for Barnsley last year. The only good thing on that team. So they're really fucked if we take him.
Mansfield. Where was he? Sorry, Ken.
He was Mansfield in
League
season
2.
before.
He was at Mansfield in League 2.
Yeah.
Paddy, if you change the point system from Parky points to Aaron points, I reckon he might get to 21 points, this guy.
No, not quite that high. Not quite that high.
Because you like this guy, though, don't you, Aaron?
I like him. I think
he was one of your picks.
He was one of them. Yeah, sure was.
So good solid player, but again, untested in Championship. Solid age range, if you could get him for a reasonable price, but he has just kind of contracted himself into Barnsley, so he has significant time left on that. So the price is very relevant here.
Started all 45 matches, a nice blend, 18 goals and 7 assists.
Yes.
That's like that's a very balanced player.
Considering 18 is so high, he's not been greedy, let's say, if he's getting 7 assists there.
No.
Keeps his head up. So,
yeah, absolutely. I think, that one for me, I think he ideally fits that J-Rod spot for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether he can do it in the championship, I don't know, but I think everything about him fits that role like perfectly for me.
If we get a really good Cam, he would shine.
No, I think he would be the Cam.
You think he would be?
I think he's the Cam. I think that's our Cam.
In front of a Cam.
So you want him instead of Smith? I don't think you replace Smith with him.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
I think you play him behind. I think you play him J-Rod spot with Smith up front still.
Cam is the J-Rod role. Well, I'm assuming, John, you mean you're not playing J-Rod because we need a Cam that can just turn players and absolutely just beat them with the ball at their feet.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Fujimoto.
I think this is a good signing. I think this would be one that I would go after. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a quality player. I think.
Let's ask this: how much would you pay for him? Because he's not so cheap.
3 M's. 3 M's.
I'd pay 4,
You would,
but no more, not a cent more.
I'd pay 4.
You would.
Yeah, I'd pay 4.
He's a quality player. He's a quality player. Okay, I'm trying to. Okay, Kyler. I'm trying to find him over
6
here.
fours is only 24 million. I think we need 6 players.
You're right. I think he's a quality player. You put him in the J-Rod role, and he could start 800K. They're saying for him.
No,
No,
it's gonna be.
No,
Yeah.
he's got a serious
I
contract.
think they just paid him. I think they just paid almost $1 million for him, and they're gonna want probably somewhere in the 5 range, or at least getting to it.
Getting close
By
to
the
it,
way,
yeah.
By the way, 45 appearances in the league, 18 goals, 5 assists. That's 23 involvements right there just for the league. You know, in the FA Cup, 2-1. In the JBD Cup, 1, you know, I mean, 1 he scored a cover. I mean, this kid's a player. He's a player.
He is.
Yep. And I like your Parky points there. That makes a lot of sense. 100%. And he's the right age too. He's the right age.
Yep.
You think 5Ms, guys?
It's a tough one. Because you might be able to find a player that's done it at the level for that price. That's where it gets tricky for me. Is why I think he's exactly right for that role. I think for the price you might have to pay, you could possibly find somebody that's been doing it at the level already. And so that's the argument against.
Yeah. Sorry, Ken. Oh, sorry, Patty. Go ahead.
No, I disagree. Price. This is the issue. How much are you willing to pay versus what else you can get? I agree with that. Yeah.
So he's a starter?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. If we bought him, he's starting. He's starting. For what we're gonna have to pay for him, he's gonna be starting.
Oh, here you go. Paul Kelly asked a good question here.
Okay.
Kelman or KDD?
I think they're different players. I don't think you're buying the two for the same role. So I think you could do both. But if I think let me put it this way. I think this DKD, because that role is more important. Let's put it that way. We need that attacking mid.
Is he fast, by the way? Do we know if he's fast at all?
Yeah, he's quick.
He is. Yeah.
He's quick and he's really comfortable on the ball. So he'll attack with the ball, no problem.
This is funny. Okay, I'm gonna break your heart. Diego Luna, I watched last night and he disappeared for 90 minutes. I watched because I wanted to see him play in the MLS, and he absolutely disappeared. So I'm not convinced by that at all. Okay, sorry, I had to get that out there.
Got to stop the show for that. I get it.
Had to do it.
Carol says DKD over Kelman. I think I'm into that too. There we go. Ooh.
And we just mentioned him not too long ago. Mr. Harry Darling in Swansea. So will Swansea lose some of their players to us?
According to Aaron.
Yeah.
He's rated.
So apparently Darling, we're probably going to hear a little more about him within the next week or so. I think that he has an offer on the table from Swansea. He's got to decide whether he's going to stay.
Hasn't accepted it yet.
He hasn't accepted it yet that we know of, or at least it hasn't been announced. He's definitely got interest elsewhere, supposedly from us and other. I think was he the one that had Valencia? Valencia was in for him too, something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a couple. So now does he want to make the move there? I don't know. What's it going to cost? This is in there. I would be perfectly happy if we went all in for Harry Darling.
I agree with that. Sorry, Patty, go ahead. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. This smells of McAtee all over it.
Oh.
Could.
It does. With Valencia being in the mix with the rumor when it initially came out. That's a warning flag for me. Valencia.
Valencia. I mean, are they? They're in. Did they stay in the league? Valencia. I think they did, but yeah.
But that's the thing. If you're just putting out names to drive interest, why Valencia? So for me, just looking at it, that screams Valencia are serious.
Yeah.
And how do you drum up?
Carol
money?
says Valencia was in
Throw
for
us into it.
O'Brien, not Darling. That's
Oh, really? Was it?
Oh, okay. Maybe that might be that. That
okay.
could be. I knew it was one of the two, and I couldn't remember. I was thinking it was Darling for some reason. But
Cool.
yeah, okay, that's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. But
Yeah,
there were other
mix up
teams.
my
There were
sources.
other teams that were definitely interested in Darling.
Yeah.
I like it. So 39 appearances in the league, 5 goals, 3 assists. I mean, that's
As a centre back.
Yeah, as
As a
centre back.
centre
Take
back.
some time. Take 15 minutes and watch some YouTube videos of him. Him running forward with the ball
Yeah.
is unbelievable. He looks like an attacking midfielder with the ball at his feet, flying forward.
So
And then there was one he literally takes the ball from his own box, runs all the way down the field, going in between guys, gets to the end, gets into the opposite box, makes a cutback, cuts in and shoots and scores it. It's like, this guy's a center back. What the hell was that? It's unbelievable.
Aaron, you imagine him starting centre back with Brunt beside him. You got those two guys as options to run the ball forward. They both run the ball forward off their feet. The only one of the three at the back that doesn't run the ball forward off their feet is Max, but he plays a different type of role. So Max tends to push forward to receive the ball, with Brunt and Harry Darling will take the ball,
drive the ball. Yeah, just the same. Like when we obviously we all talked about who did we want in there, O'Connell or Scar, and my argument for O'Connell was he drives the ball forward better than what Scar does, and I think that's what Parkey saw, and that's why he kept playing him.
Profile this player.
Guy is the next level of that. Like,
he's up here. O'Connell's here, and Darling play up here.
Yeah, profile this player right here. I'm all in 189. What's that? 6'2", 6. What is about my height, right? 189.
No, I don't think it's that tall.
What is that?
He
was around 6 foot. I thought
just under 6 foot, right on 6 foot.
Okay. For the profile here, left side, I think this is I like for the age, everything. I'm all in on this. Tom Evans says Kaylor Dunn played for us. I don't know who us is. I wouldn't take him to the championship.
Wrexham. Davis Keeler Dunn played with us for 6 months.
Yeah, we've had it. It was in around 2000, I think, or 2020. Sorry.
Yeah, he came in January and then left again this summer.
I like this player. Techie likes this player. Everyone kind of likes this player.
Yeah.
There's an extra midfielder final. Yes. Yeah.
So he got an 18 from me. So
that's good. That's a good score, guys. That's a really good. So what do you think? That says 3.5 here. You think 1.8? You think we get him for 3?
No, he's on a free.
What?
He's on a free. So
that's why he's waiting. That's why
supposedly they offered him $30K a week, which I think that's as high as they can go. I don't think they can spend. They don't have that kind of.
You think we're getting used?
We could be. He may be just driving. They might just be using us to drive the deal up. That's very possible.
If you're Harry Darling for the same money, which club would you rather play at?
You know where I'm going.
It's not even a choice.
Well, to you maybe, but you think he's already played there. That's what he likes it there. So
which club's got more upside though, Aaron?
Yeah,
probably, but that may not be as important to him. We don't know. We just don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what though? Look, I know it's a business. Get your money and whatever. But if you really love your club, do you fuck around for an extra $5,000 a week or whatever? You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah. You can
some clubs are like that. Some clubs treat you like that. I'm not saying every club treats you the same way Wrexham does or whatever. And get your money. So it's not a terrible thing either. I'm not going to shit on them for doing it.
Yeah. But to your point though, Patty, though, you can let's say they offer. I'm just using small numbers at 10,000, right? But Wrexham will give them 8. You don't think that we can make up another 2,000 or 3,000 doing other things to get them paid on off the field stuff? You know what I mean? We have that marketing and the commercial value that other clubs just don't have that creativity. You know what I mean? But I agree with you.
The thing to consider with wages and stuff and how much are we willing to pay, it is a question because we don't know how far they're going to break the bank. But if you're not paying a couple of million to bring him in, basically for every $500,000 you would consider spending on someone in a transfer, that's $10,000 a month for a year.
Yeah.
Basically, roughly. So how much could we pay him if we're not paying 3, 4, 5 million for this guy?
Carol says he's already made up his mind, but we should hear this maybe this week. If we get a signing in this week, I would be really, really impressed. And Sean says if he signs, it shows intent. I agree with that.
If we've broken the bank on his wages and brought him in as the first signing, you know, because he's not going to wait forever with Swansea, he has to tell him whether he's signing or not. That would be crazy. It would show real intent, as Sean said.
So we have 5 weeks before the tour, correct, Ken? Is that right?
Yep.
I'm going to go out and say he's going to be on the plane.
Oh,
I hope so.
bold call.
I'm up for that. I get to watch him play.
He'll be on the plane. I'm thinking. I just have a feeling. I don't know why. I just do. I do.
Yeah, I remember. You know what? I just popped in my head. The other team that was connected with him was Birmingham, but John's been saying that as far as the people he knows at the club, they weren't in for him at all. So he thought it could be one of those. They're just throwing names out there to try to drive up a deal.
Yeah, right.
So that was the negative on. That was the negative on Darling. So this may just be. They may just be using us to get a better deal at Swansea.
It's a bold move, Cotton. It's a bold move.
It's a bold move.
I'm saying it. He might be on the plane. I don't know. He might be on the plane.
I'd love it.
Oh well.
Okay. So we're not too far off the end here. Ben Davies, left centre back.
He is the Parky signing. Ken hates him. I can see it.
No, I don't. I'm just thinking this is a big signing. This is serious coin if we're getting this guy.
I'm just gonna say I think he'd be awesome. I think he'd be great.
He'd be unbelievable.
This one seems like it's like there's no way we're gonna get him, but also maybe we will. And here's the thing: of the rumors, this is my opinion. Of the rumors, this one seems like the one that's getting the most traction at the moment.
Hold that thought right there, Aaron. Finish your thought. He has so many other options. I think we need to get out of our mind, Techie, that we are a pretty goddamn good option. Yeah, that's so that's what I think. That's what I'm not saying the 14 M's, but sorry, go ahead, Aaron. I apologize.
I agree. No, I was basically done. I was done with my.
This is a Parky type signing. Remember, because he's 32. Like he's experienced now. The 14 M's, that number is on the decline now.
Yeah.
Like as opposed to the 20, 21-year-olds that are 2, 3, 4 mil, and they're on the up climb. This is a guy that's not going to cost you 14. Now, if you go out and buy a player like this, you are really having a crack.
Let me just respond to Techie. This is not against another Prim club. I don't necessarily know that that's true because he comes to Wrexham. He's playing.
Yeah.
If he makes a move in the Prim, he may not necessarily play a ton.
Yeah.
He hasn't played a ton this season. So now I know there were rumors that Leeds were possibly in for him. And if they were going to bring him in, obviously they can outspend us. But are they bringing him in to start? Probably, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if we're saying, hey, if you want to play, you're 32, you're not going to be playing forever. If you want to come play, we will play.
And it's your last contract.
And also we'll pay you a shitload of money because we can't. It's an interesting one.
Leeds is if you're Ben Davies, Leeds is probably more appealing, obviously, because you're getting to play again in the Prem. And if you're going to get a start, though, Aaron, like to your point.
Yeah.
So that's the unknown.
Yeah. So here's the thought. Could you imagine Davies on the left and Darling in the centre, with Darling being free to move, and Davies comes across to cover?
Yeah.
And releases Max and Darling to go attack.
Also release, or even like a Brunt. Brunt gets forward more than any of them. You know what I mean?
Brunt can play both sides.
But Davies would be taking over Brunt.
For sure. Yeah, you're right about that too.
Brunt could play the other side over Max.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if Max is going to get as much run as he did this season. By the way, I'm not saying he's bad, but might not. But Patrick says, don't discount the draw of the club. It's magic. I think we need to add an intangible on this thing. I don't know but I think that's not. But the intangible of the draw, I think there's, obviously it's verbally we could say that, but I agree. He'd be a good signing. He's a total Parky. The Parky points are. I mean,
he'd be an unbelievable signing.
Yeah,
he'd be an off. This is. Yeah. I don't know why I went. I don't know if I meant to go 4 on the Wrexham points. To be honest, maybe I did that just because of the age. Maybe because he was 32. May have been the only reason I would have dropped a point on that. I'm not sure. I don't remember my reasoning for doing that, and it may have just been a typo on my part because I seem like to me he's probably the perfect signing.
If we would take the last 4 guys, Lewis O'Brien, Caleb Dunn, Harry Darling, and Ben Davies, if those are the 4 guys we're in, and those, I mean, those. I know that most of the defenders are midfielders, but that's great. Yeah.
No, that'd be a great window. No. Then a left wing back. That'd be the.
I don't know if anyone's had a look at it yet. The last slide I have is a championship team full of the best players that we've just been rumored with.
Okay.
So I have a full layout.
Okay.
Let's see who's in it in a minute.
Yeah, show us that.
Nearly there. We're getting to the end.
Stop teasing us.
Ben Davies. Do we have another one? No, we don't. It's next. Boom. Okay. Conquo in goal, Cleworth on the right, Davies in the centre, and Darling out on the left.
Gooch I think I'd probably switch those two. Who? I could have Davies out on the left.
Davies and Darling. Sorry, yeah, we could switch those over. Okay. Gooch was the only left wing back that we had, so I did put him in ahead of Macca. Then we have Peart-Harris, Cairney, and O'Brien across the middle. Longman kept his place on the right. We have no one to replace him out there. Then we have Keeler, Dunn, and Moore up front.
I'm not saying this can't happen. I'm not,
that is 8 signings.
That'd be a hell of a window.
That is 8 signings that come in immediately if we did this.
I think it's 6. I think Ken and I said 6 at some point. Yeah. I think it's 6. Yeah.
Just remember, this Hazard brings Axe. This is all the people that in this transfer rumor show that Paddy's brought into the squad. Doesn't mean this would happen.
Yeah.
And
we're not getting all these guys.
We're not getting all these guys.
Yeah.
But it's really it's just a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Just to see it. Yeah.
So if I'm gonna so here's what I'll take out of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would take the AO, of course. Okay. The Davies. Okay.
Well, swap Davies and Darling there, like Aaron said.
Yeah, I would swap Davies and Darling, and I would but that back 3. I would not be upset if I was our back 3 going into next season. That'd be unbelievable.
I'd get rid of Gooch. Gooch wouldn't be there.
I agree.
We need better than Gooch,
yeah, I agree. I also don't think Moore does it for me. I think Smith probably stays in over Moore for me.
Where's Rathbone in those guys?
Cairney? No, not Cairney. Probably the Peart-Harris.
Peart-Harris. There's a good chance Rathbone keeps the spot over Peart-Harris.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't hate this.
And I wouldn't mind seeing Brunt at the back there somewhere in those 3.
So you move Darling in the middle. Put Brunt over there.
Well, I'd still be playing Darling and Davies, just saying.
Oh, you would? Okay.
But I'd be also playing Brunt.
Mm-hmm. John says we'll be seeing a lot of danger. I mean, it's not like these players. It's not like these players are bad. We're just looking at it in a different lens. What did we start our season out with last season in the Wycombe game? It was completely. Yeah. There was like 6 changes at the end of the season. So, and our bench will be solid because we have players that will be solid.
Just remember, guys, these aren't even some of the players that Aaron and I were looking at.
There's better than these.
This is just.
Yeah. This is just
what
one
we've been
show.
rumored to.
Where you
Yeah,
want.
exactly. That's the thing. Give it a couple weeks, we do this again with a whole
Okay.
new crew.
I'm going to pull up a few comments here and see what you think. So Welsh Techie first. Losing the first 10 games of the season, a fun thing to do. One, we know Parky would never put this amount of people
No.
in, even if we bought them.
Chance.
So
No.
that's not an issue there. But my question for you, Techie, put it up in the comments, is are you saying that because they're not good enough, or just the fact that they all go in at the one time? Because that's not the point. It's just a bit of fun with the rumor mill.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
And
John
also
said,
too, sorry, Pat. Now, also too, it's like we'll still. Let's say this does happen, we will still have a preseason so we can learn how to play a little. Yeah, and you're right. To your point, Parkinson won't make 11 changes. He's going to keep a core there so he knows what he can count on. You know what I mean? He's definitely going to do that. But yeah, that's not the point of the exercise. Go ahead.
He's kept 3. He's kept AO, Clem, Max, and Longman.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, John says Longman also played left-sided for Hull. No reason to leave Barney out. Okay, well that's going backwards at the moment because Barney has been replaced by Longman for the time being. And yes, okay, Longman can play decently on the left, but he didn't do a massively great job when he was out there. He did okay when he was replacing Maka. So yeah, that's a little backwards. If you did this, if you put Barney on the right and you put Longman on the left, we might need to replace both of them anyway with new players. So yeah,
I think Longman could be the left wing back.
He could be maybe.
The right wing back, don't come at me. I don't think Barney has it for the championship. Don't come at me.
Maybe not. Okay. Karen HR.
Josh is saying, don't attack me. Let's all attack Josh now.
Okay, Karen HR. I think we should do in for more, but off the bench. Love DKD. Midfield, they can take it or leave it. Swap Davies and Darling. Yes. Okay, that's fine. Now from Sean. Still can't believe all the names we're looking at. Surreal. Yes.
Yep. Get used to it.
Keep Smith, Rathbone, and Brunt on the bench. Gooch isn't the one. We need speed on that side. But this is really close and isn't outside reality. Okay. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Where is Paddy Bamford for some respect on his name? Okay. What else have we got? Yeah, Welsh Techie agreeing now, just having fun. Okay, cool. Thought you were a little serious. John Hills. Okay, he's back at me again. This is fair. Well, you're bringing in Gooch as there's no one else. Well, Barney is someone else. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, Techie's just making a full commitment, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna back here. I'm gonna back Josh on this a little bit.
Don't do it.
Even Parky didn't think Barney was good enough at League One level.
Yeah.
Or else he wouldn't have replaced him with Longman.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's going to change going into the championship. Now, whether you agree with Parky's decision is a different thing.
Yeah.
But I think just by what we did, I think it shows where Barney is in the pecking order.
Techie is he's going to run down the street naked, hands down. There we go.
We need video evidence, Techie.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
You can't.
No, we don't.
You can't just say something like that and then not prove it.
Don't tease
We
it.
don't need video evidence.
I'm holding your feet to the fire on that one.
Bow tie. You just got to go you got to do the bow tie.
But when you show it, do it on your podcast so we don't.
It has to be pixelated. It has to be pixelated. It probably only needs 1 pixel.
One pixel.
Slow mo. It'll be
That was
like
a cheap shot. That was a cheap shot by Kim.
Well, I'll tell you this much. If I was doing it and pixelating, I would extend it on purpose because you wouldn't know what I'm pixelating.
Yeah, just pixelate it down to his ankles.
I'd be doing a Hollywood schlong.
Got off the rails.
You're a big star.
Moving on. Luckily for me, I'm going to have to leave in a minute, so that's good.
Oh no, we did about an hour 40. This is great. When are we doing this again? I mean, what are we doing? We were doing this again?
Give it a couple weeks, we can do it again.
Couple
We'll
weeks.
have enough rumors.
Actually,
we got a new. We got a couple rumors this morning.
Do we?
Yeah, or at least one.
We'll have at least a post-production show, guys, because everybody in the chat, get ready. This season's going to be great.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's going to be Josh is majorly organising this season. Look how nervous he is now. Look how nervous he is.
Zach, I have no idea what's happening.
I don't know why he's saying these weird things. I don't like it. Patty like threw off the organization today by having graphics. Aaron did so like it totally messed with. So yeah, you have to have a balance of
middle management. Middle management is coming to town and helping out upper management.
Yeah, upper management's in Abu Dhabi. So there you go. But no, this is great. A lot more to come. This is day one. This is day one. We don't want to exhaust ourselves. We're it's a full. Yeah, we don't want to go full sprint. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. But yeah, what do we miss here? Like I said, did anything you want to get out before you?
I'll tell you what, boys. I'm going to let you boys finish off this show. You chat out. I've got to get going on that bombshell. Okay. I'll head out because I've got to go. I've got work. But I'll get you boys in post production. I'll make a call.
Perfect. Okay. Make a call. All right, brother. See you later,
boys.
All right. Yeah. Good job. Nice job. Finally, jeez. It just let me off. That was good. That was fun. Really good stuff. Of course, he didn't shut his computer down. Did he not shut his computer down? What's going on?
Obviously, we need to do some stuff when we do get signings and all that carry on. But yeah, we can do another show or two.
John, I didn't say they were good rumors. I just said there were rumors. Yeah. I didn't say that I liked them.
Yeah, so let's try and keep a running list, guys. In the Discord, if you do see rumor stories, send them over to me. Just DM me in the Discord or whatever, especially.
Yeah, at least post them in the transfer segment because we'll see them in there and we'll be able to grab them.
And if anything breaks, we go live as soon as it happens. We will do that. We'll keep up with that stuff as we do. Yeah, right.
We might do a shorter episode. Do like 10. If we get 10 quickly enough, we can run another show on it.
This is fun. Yeah, we got no games. We'll get through it. No, it's good. That's how we get through it. Can someone post the Discord?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, Patty, do that. All right, great show, guys. That was a ton of fun. We got more to do, and thanks for the knowledge. Well, we try. A lot of fun. Make sure you smash the like on the video and subscribe. We are on our way to 3,000. We're on our way to that's the next target for everyone too. So it's fun for everybody in this community. And yes, Ken will not play golf himself. Patty, awesome work. Aaron, awesome work. I have no responsibilities whatsoever other than to get us in.
He's here to look pretty.
Pretty ugly. Dobson Rathbone, the first team of Star 11, episode 2, and enjoy the show. Great week. Yeah, John, you got to come on maybe the next one and have your say as well. Obviously, your knowledge about that too. Last words, fellas, and we'll get us out of here.
I'm good.
Yeah.
On that bombshell.
Yeah. On that bombshell. McAtee, suck it.
Jesus Christ.
And on that bombshell, we'll see y'all soon.
We haven't got to the first match of championship.